Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Laura Aziz. I'm happy to be with you today. Thank you for joining this LinkedIn Live masterclass. I will introduce myself and my background, how I came to this point in my life. And then I will introduce Maren Jenkins, my partner and collaborator today, and we'll then go into the details of the secret for success and how to leap to success, which is my coaching program or my signature program, really. So again, welcome. I am an executive coach. I've been doing coaching now for 4 years, and I'm happy to say that I have completed 2,000 coaching sessions. I don't believe it sometimes, but it is the case. You know, I am a professional certified coach, and I have completed 2,000 coaching sessions. I've coached executives, leaders from all walks of life, men, women, older, middle age, and probably from all industries, you know, like healthcare, engineering, IT, banking. I've learned a lot from them, especially around their needs, what they aspire for, and what brings them to coaching, what makes coaching valuable, you know, where is the ROI? And all these learnings I took into consideration, I analyzed and fed into my LEAP coaching program. So my focus really, and the people I'd love to help, I work with men and women, but I really like to help business women to leap to success, elevate their careers, start their own business or a side hustle, 10x their success in business and in life without too much stress or overwhelm, and fulfill their dreams and have more influence, impact, and income. We all need income, right? We need to fulfill our dreams. We need to we do what we love to do, you know, like whether it's traveling, whether it's buying a new home, buying a new car. Having a good income is something that I'd like to empower women to think about and plan for. Where did I come from? I've been obviously around for a long time. I came originally from Cairo, Egypt. Yes, the land of the pharaohs. I always kid about it. Um, but I came as a graduate student to the University of Illinois in Chicago, which has a nickname as the University of India and China, which tells you, you know, like I met people from all over the world. It's an international graduate school, really. There was a bigger cohort from India and China, but there were people from all over the world. I learned a lot, made great friends. I loved school very much. I stayed there too long. It took me 10 years, which was all the time allotted to get my doctoral degree. Well, that was my vision and my main goal, to get the doctorate degree, because it was the key to getting to a higher level positions where I worked. My plan was to go back to the World Health Organization or another NGO and work at a senior level with my doctoral degree. But because it took so long, in 10 years, things have shifted so much. And my family was already settled in the US. We became, you know, American citizens by default, if you will. It was very hard to change. So that's the other piece about vision and goals. It can change over time, and that is okay. And that's why I'm sharing this specific story with you, is to be prepared even as you set your vision, a compelling vision for your life, and have a goal. Be prepared to be agile and flexible and be open to what life sends your way. The four secrets that I want to talk to you about, we call them secrets. They are also elements. They are building blocks. They are four essential elements to any professional development, any business development. To achieve any good thing in life, you want to have these four elements in your planning. And I work with my clients on that all the time. You have to have a compelling vision, and I will give you a framework for a compelling vision. But you need to write it down. You need to draw it, or even put pictures, and be clear on what you want. And I will pause for a minute because I did not introduce Maren. I'm sorry, Maren. I kind of went into the program. But Maren Jenkins has been a partner with me for some time. And even though she's not on video today, but she's with us, she has some questions for me. And Maren, feel free to interrupt me at any time and ask questions or add any clarifications that you may feel necessary.
Great. Thank you, Laura.
Okay. So yeah, starting with a compelling vision and putting it down, writing it down and building the picture, putting it in a visible place where you can go and see it every day. So it is alive and registers in your mind. The picture can be a picture of a house on the beach or a picture of a trip to Paris, whatever you're aspiring for. Put it on a vision board in a visible place so you can remind yourself regularly of it. Then you need to set clear goals. Like what, and when I say clear goals here, it's the specific goals. We like to use a framework we call SMART, but there are some other frameworks as well. The idea is to be definitive on where you want to go and not be jumping from one place to the other. That will help you structure your time, structure your effort, structure how you spend your money, and help you define the key elements of success. How are you going to measure success at the end of the day? When we have these core components set up, we then build the plan, the action plan that can help you achieve success. That plan can be long, can be short. I'll give you some examples and some models. And that's where we really work with you one-on-one or in groups, depending on how you'd like to work with us, to get to where you want to be. A term that I like to use, it makes it adds clarity to our environment and our life. I learned it in many programs, and it is actually used nowadays in many MBA programs, but it came from military. The term is called VUCA, and it stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And you can imagine in military zones with everything happening around you, it is definitely volatile. There's lots of uncertainty, complex information coming at you from all directions. And ambiguity, you don't always have a full understanding of what's going on. But you need to keep focus on your task and work on what you need, your role, what you need to do to get through the mission. And in thinking of it, it in many ways represent our life today with all what's happening around us, from political unrest, wars, economic, situations, layoffs. In addition to what happens in our personal lives, whether, moves, family composition changes, children going to college, there is always change. And it's not always clear what the end result is going to be or how our life will look like. But knowing that that is the situation we're in, how can we stay nimble, agile, aware of how we are feeling, aware of people around us, and also situational aware. In taking this input and building your success plan, you want to be very clear on your why you're doing what you're doing. So the key step to be successful is to align with a why. Whether the why is growing your career, starting a new business, making income, becoming famous, taking a trip around the world. You want to know what is motivating you, what is driving you, and why you want to do what you're doing, then aligning on the goals and feeding into the action plan and roadmap to success. I'm going to pause for a second here and see if Marin has anything she'd like to add or ask me a question.
I like that you referenced the VUCA acronym. I have seen it many places as well, and it is a good reminder that our world is only getting more volatile and more uncertain and more complex and more ambiguous. So it's not something that you can set a goal and expect it to be smooth sailing, because things will come up and you need to reassess it. But you still, if that's your why, if that's your motivation, you still need to make progress towards it, even if this VUCA phenomenon is going to be getting in your way. So
Right.
good,
Thank you.
good to have vision, and then also know that things are going to come up to try and thwart you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great share here, that we will align on the vision. We will revise our goals and be very focused. But it's good to also practice this sense of flexibility and agility to realign. So it's a continuous process of realigning and taking sometimes a detour to continue to work on achieving the results we want. And my life has lots of examples. I'm not gonna, share more today, but I would say every few years there was something big that happened that made me change direction. But eventually, things fall in the right spot, and things turn out to the better. New doors open, new opportunities come, you meet new people that inspire you. So I'm happy to say that even though sometimes when we are in the VUCA situation, and entrenched in a big change, it might be very stressful, knowing that this too shall pass and there will be a new opportunity coming is a key mindset, and we will talk about mindset in a few minutes. But aligning on that and reminding ourselves that no matter how things seem hard or seem complex, they will clear. You will get better visibility by continuing to practice what we are talking about here. Reminding yourself of your vision, reminding daily what is your goal, what you want to accomplish, and then what tweaks you need to do, what people you want to have in your life. So this is an element in the program, which is looking at relationships and who are the people you want in your life and who you don't want. So you can.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toxic relationships are something to be
Exactly.
careful of, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I am now very curious about this caviar acronym
Yes.
that I see, and I love the V
Right.
for vitality, that it's energizing and exciting. So following on to your point of getting energy and inspiration from people in your world, I guess whatever your goal is, you want to enjoy the journey along the way and make sure that whatever you're doing, it makes you smile,
Yeah.
right? So that goes with the V, the vitality, and make sure that you're setting yourself on a path to success and enjoying the journey along the way. So I'll let you explain caviar, because that's something that's new to me.
Yeah, no, excellent. Thank you for bringing it to the top of the conversation. So I actually am certified as a visionary leader, and the person who was offering that program is a very well-known coach and author and speaker. His name is Oleg Konovalov. He is the author of the Vision Code book, which is an amazing book full of great, inspiring questions to help you think of your vision. And he coined that term. Actually, the first time I knew about him, it was I was listening to a summit, and there were few speakers. And I heard someone talk about creating a vision using caviar. And I was like, what? I got like shocked from caviar. It's not the caviar we eat, but it's an acronym. And that piqued my attention. And I started, paying more attention to what he was saying. And it was something I was always toying with. It's like, how can you create a vision? Like, where would you get the vision from? Will you wake up one day and have a vision? Will you go on the top of the mountain and wait for an inspiration and have a vision? It was a question that I always had for myself, as I was busy working and trying, to find my way in corporate America and make a living. It was like, what is a vision and how can I make sure I have the right vision? And then I heard Oleg talking about caviar and I liked what he said. So I took his course and got certified in his methodology. I have several workbooks meant, with questions and, answers and practices to open our minds, to create the vision, but also to check the vision. Is it relevant? Like the last one, the R here in caviar. The vision is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time thing. And you have to do a vision viability test. You have to ask yourself, is this vision still relevant? So back to vision and having clarity by asking ourselves, why we want to do what we want to do. Like I want to write a book. Why do I want to write a book? Or I want to be a coach, or I want to have a podcast. Why? Why is not one time why, like you can ask it 5 times, 7 times, you ask it, repeat. You need that clarity on why, because that's what will carry you through when it's hard, when you get, challenges along the way. And then having the ability. So if you decide you want to write a book, for example, do you have the skills and capabilities to write a book, or do you need to take a course? Or you need to find somebody. There are some coaching actually companies out there that can help you write a book. And it's a big process. It's coming up with the title, coming up with the cover, page, the chapters, the editing. So then, just an example. I'm not saying that everyone needs to write a book. I'm just using it as an example of, do you have the ability to do what you want to do and accomplish your vision, or you need to collect and build these skills and capabilities. And that actually, I want to make just a quick point here, is a way of thinking of how to leverage AI. So everybody now is talking about open AI, and people who are thinking long term are saying, well, everybody really needs to know how to use AI. It's going to be a big change in your work life, your personal life. I think the Harvard Business Review, the most recent article, the most recent edition, has reskilling the workforce to use AI. So thinking about your capabilities and skills, it's an ongoing thing. It's lifelong learning. And today, the learning is learning to use open AI and chat GPT. Few years back, it was about building websites or writing code, so things change over time, and to have a viable vision, you want to be in touch with the times and make sure it's relevant. What you're doing is relevant and viable. So vitality, as Maren said, is how can you stay energetic? How can you make sure that you're motivated and have the mental, emotional alignment and excitement to continue to work on your vision? So there is continuous self-monitoring. So you're not getting, too worked up on something. You're not getting too upset. You're not too exhausted to continue to maintain yourself and your energy to perform at your highest potential. And we will talk about this in more detail as we get into the program level description. Influence is, do you have the right tools, language, speaking skills, confidence, so you can motivate and inspire others around you and mobilize people, your family, your team, people that you may hire to help you achieve that vision. So that's influence. And then taking the right action. And in taking the right action is going from the idea to some action steps, tasks. And those of us who had some training in project management, including myself and Maren, we both like project management. We know that reality is you have to execute. You need to define what activities you will take, the order, that sequence, and move along and move forward. Just being on a treadmill doesn't take you anywhere. You want to see the way forward. And relevance, as we just mentioned, that you continuously check if you're heading to the right destination, if it's still relevant, if your vision is still viable and helpful and will take you to the right spot where you want to be in life. Talking about SMART goals. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Some people, and that was new to me, I didn't know that before, I'm sharing it to help you stretch your thinking. Some people are saying realistic is not necessarily the best word because you need sometimes to be a bit unrealistic to motivate yourself to get bigger and get higher and elevate your business and your practice. So think about it. I mean, the original word is realistic. Think about it in terms of what you're doing. It's okay to stretch it a little bit. Also think of what are your values? Are your vision and goals aligning with your values? Because you don't want to do something that is conflicting. Once you get into conflict with yourself first, you will go nowhere. So ask yourself, what are you willing to do and what you're not willing to do? What are your non-negotiables? And in coaching and in private business, it applies also to regular jobs. Are you willing to do more work, or do you want to work only 40 hours? Are you willing to work some evenings or weekends? If that is something that upsets you, you want to spend the weekend with your family, that's a core value, non-negotiable, and that is not a job that you will accept. Or a boss that you want to work with who is constantly pushing you to work extra hours or send you emails and text messages or call you in the evenings or weekends. And I have real life examples that I can share with you from my coaching practice of people who really reached a breaking point because their boss was just texting them at 10 p.m. at night and things like that. So defining your core values, what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, your non-negotiables will make a big difference in your life and help propel you towards success. In addition to SMART goals, you may hear people talking about something daunting. Make your goal big enough that's exciting and daunting. Simple, small, may not give you the motivation and excitement. They will not take you to big places and make a big difference in your life. So when you think of a goal, you want to ask yourself, is it worth my time? Is there value in it? It has to be a little daunting, thrilling, and worthwhile. So these are the building blocks when you're working on making a change in your life, to achieve success, whether you want to get to the next level in a corporate job, you want to become a leader, a VP, C-suite, or you want to start a business. These are the four key elements that we need to calibrate all the time because we can forget and fall and neglect certain things, but we want to recalibrate and get back on track. I heard a very famous person, address how she built her empire. And she has a big empire. I'm not going to say the name now. I leave it a mystery here. But she talks about building her empire. And in building her empire, she was also making sure she's addressing these 4 key elements so she doesn't break down, she doesn't get too exhausted, but also to protect the empire from getting toxic people or people who are not aligned on your vision and values. So that's the idea of having an empire that you protect. You protect the empire can be your life, your family, your business. It's anything that is important to you that you want to guard and ensure that it is moving in the right direction. It is protected from external influences that may not be helpful to you to achieve the goal and actualize your vision. So taking care of your health and your wellness, having good routines in your life. And by good routines, I mean sleeping enough, not working all night. And I'm one of these people who messed up on that. I used to pull all-nighters to finish work, and it gets you at the end. So now I'm more on, okay, let me keep myself on track, monitor my sleep time so I get enough sleep. And there are now devices that monitor your sleep and tell you how the quality of your sleep. And really sleeping well is key because it energizes you. It gives you energy to work on your goals and actualize your vision. A term that I like to share with you here is designing your life. So it's life by design, not by default. And many of us got into a default routine and we don't stop and think and adjust. What I will encourage you and what I do in my coaching program is to design routines that help you stay healthy, eat healthy, exercise, and exercise not just cardiovascular but also weights and resistance so you stay strong to be able to actualize your vision in the VUCA world. It takes a lot. Then relationships can be looked at different levels. So you have the relationship with your partner. Is your partner supporting you in what you want to do? And how, if they are not, how can you convince them, influence them? We talked about influence earlier. How can you want to be aligned with your partner? It's not recommended in any way, shape, or form. If you want to make a change in your life or start a new business that will take a lot of time, money, resources, the best advice is to align on your goals. So you work together and not fight each other. Similarly, with your kids, with your friends, peers, associates, community, the clubs you remember of, make sure you have the right relationships, the right people, positive people that can help you, connect you with people that can support you. So building your relationships and your network. And your network is your net worth. So people is asking who can help me achieve my goals and who can I help? Life is a two-way stream. So asking who can help me and who can I help so we can rise together. And then monitoring your finances. I will talk about that in more detail in the program, but I want you to know that taking care of your earnings, your career, your job, asking for a raise, asking for your bonus, and then investing wisely, ideally in something that provides passive income, will help stabilize your life and fund activities that are a part of your vision, things that you want to do. And then guarding your mind. I was taking care of some old stuff, getting rid of some old stuff, and I remembered that famous say of get rid of the old by renewing your mind. So always think of how can you put positive ideas in your mind? How can you stay motivated? How to avoid limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, imposter syndrome. And I will give you the tools. There are lots of tools and also supporting each other. Really, sometimes it's not just about the tools, but being in a community of people that are like-minded, that inspire you, that motivate you, that give you ideas and hope in getting to the next level and where you want to be. This is a quick description of the coaching program I'm offering. I will pause for a second here.
Yeah, I just was trying to remember the quote that uh, when you were talking about the audacious goals, I've seen this quote in many people's email signature lines.
Mm,
This, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. They aren't big enough. And that kind of goes along with what you were just saying as well. It's about the mindset. And another favorite quote I've seen a lot, and I remember a lot, is whether you believe you can or you can't,
yes,
you're right.
right. That's actually Ford, Henry Ford
Yes.
has this quote. I love it. I have it actually posted on one of my mirrors because
Uh-huh.
many times we kind of doubt ourselves, like, can I really do that? Can I achieve this? And it's amazing to think of whether you believe. So it's your belief in the vision, your belief in your ability to do it, or ability to seek, to learn information and skills and increase your capabilities and your power, using your power. And I talk about that in more detail in my program, in knowing your core strength. And the core strength is the source of your power and superpower. And one of these powers, as we talked before, Maren, because we are both members of Toastmasters, is using your voice, asking for what you want, um, encouraging others, advocating. So that's part of your brand, part of what you're known for. And it's a core component in elevating your career, elevating your presence, your executive presence, expressing yourself, influencing others, persuasion, and being who you are, and be confident in who you are really and in expressing yourself.
Exactly.
Thank you for reminding me of this and getting this piece of information out. But that's because I'm wrapping up here. We just have a couple of minutes left. I want to share the details of the Leap to Success coaching program. I'm offering it on one-on-one basis. I can work one-on-one with anyone who wants to work faster and get to the result. Like I have a couple of clients who want to start a new business. So we meet frequently and address these areas so they can launch their business. But we can work on it on a slower pace in a group practice so there is more support and do it with a little bit of ease without being in a hurry. But it is really leaping to success and leapfrog the competition. So that's the key message that I want to leave you with. I have few assessments. So there is a DISC assessment to know yourself, your style. Are you a dominant type of person? Are you more influential? Are you supportive and like to help people? Or are you conscientious and like quality and quality control? Knowing where you are, these are the 4 buckets of personality in the DISC personality assessment. Knowing your style help you kind of figure out what you can do, who you can hire, or what composition of your team can help you accomplish the goal. So it's understanding yourself and how you interact with others. Saboteur assessment is another way of knowing, like, where do I get sabotaged? Where do I sabotage myself? And some people are pleasers. They say yes to everything. So then they don't have time to work on their goals. So that's one idea here, one approach. Also, I have emotional intelligence assessment. We have it as an personal self. We have a 180 and we have a 360, depending on if you want to do it only for yourself or you want to do it for a team. We also will work on a SWOT analysis, a personal SWOT analysis. What are your strengths and how you can make them shine? What are areas of challenges or weaknesses that you want to either strengthen or delegate, so you don't get encumbered by challenges and weaknesses? What are the opportunities and options available to you? and where there could be a threat and how you can manage that. So managing your risk, avoiding overexposure, overcommitting yourself to many things, and then, kind of getting burned out. These are some of the things that we talk about. Building relationships, building your ability to communicate with confidence. So we do role play, we do presentations, elevator pitch, so you can present yourself to your clients or do a presentation at work, talk to upper management with confidence and have executive presence. And then navigating change. Change is part of life today, like things are changing so fast. How can you navigate change without being overly stressed and burning out? And then we do the action plan, which the roadmap. The main focus is on the first 90 days to get you launched, but we will assist you also with designing a plan that can sustain you for 1 year, 3 years to 5 years, or anything that can help you get to where you want to be, achieve your goals, and actualize your dreams. I like to wrap up with talking about connecting your capabilities, connecting your time, connecting your skills by working obviously with a coach or a mentor, by using group coaching, being surrounded by people to help lift you up, but also connecting by leveraging technology, digital tools, and ChatGPT. So these are some of the assets that we can help you with, and that's what I am offering to you in this Leap to Success coaching program. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. And in closing, I'm just going to ask Maren if she'd like to say anything. Have any questions?
Sure. Yeah, no, this is an amazing list of tools, and I have used, I think, all of them, and will continue to use them and refine them as things change in my life. So this is an assemblage of lots of great things that can programmatically help you achieve your goals.
Yes. Thank you, Maren. Okay. Bye.